Hey friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video today. Today we are going to make a fun fold card featuring products from CC Designs. We're going to make a bookbinding card, which is super easy to make. We're going to make a couple of birthday ones. This is the first version I made using the Flamingo Stamp Set, which is right there. Super cute little stamp set. So we're going to do a version using products that just came out this month. So we are going to use the Sweet Bee stamp set as our images today and for our sentiment. I did pull my color palette from the Blossoms and Bees pattern paper, and we're also going to be using that today as well. We are going to color our image first. I've already cut that out with a lacy die. So we are going to color this up using our OLO markers today. So for my little bee, I'm going to color her with YO23. And I'm going to give her, she's going to have a yellow face. And then we'll make her outside layer the black or brown. Not brown, warm gray. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with YO20. Our OLO markers. So I'll just blend that out. I did pick these colors straight from the pattern paper and match them as best as I could. They're actually pretty darn close. All right, next let's go ahead and color up her little skin. I'm going to do the darkest color in the W9. So I'll go ahead and put that in around that outside edge and on her little hands as well. I'm going to blend that out with W7 or WG7. So I'll just pull that out. And I will blend that out right there. And then I'm going to switch to W5 or WG5. And we'll blend these together. Now I am watching my markers to make sure nothing is flowing too fast. Sometimes that will happen with these markers. There's our little bee. Now her wings need some color as well, so I'm going to do a blue violet. I'm going to do BV 2.2 as my shadow color, and BV 2.0, which is the lightest. I'll just blend those out. Give her a little color on her wings. All right, for our flower, I'm going to make it a blue violet flower. I'm going to use BV 2.6. So I'll do both sides of that and this little part right here. Then I'm going to come around that center as well and tie those together. I will switch to my BV 2.3. And blend all this together. Now that 2.3 and 2.6 are a little far apart, so I can take a block and scribble off the darkest color and pick a little bit up my lightest and blend that a little bit better, which is what we will going to do. So we'll just blend that out. And then you can just scribble it off and it comes clean. No biggie. All right, for our center of our flower, I'm going to do it in OR 1.3 as my darkest color, and OR 1.2 to blend that together. So it's a nice little pretty coralish orange color. All right, for our little grass and our leaf or stem, I'll just add that with the YG 1.6, and I'm going to come right over this stem as well, just to give that a little color. And then I'll pull that out. And we need a little rosy cheek. So I'll just add a little, give her a little cheek there. Just darken up her little mouth. I'll just go ahead and do that. W7. All right, for my sentiment, I have right here, I do want to add a little bit of color to this. I've already cut it out with a stitched rounded rectangle, but I want to add just a little bit of color around the edge. So I'm just going to take my Y023 and just come right around our edge here. And I did stamp this in tuxedo black, so it is alcohol marker safe. So I'll just go ahead and we can blend all that together so that we have our nice little cohesive little sentiment banner. So I'll just color that real quick. All right, so there is all of our coloring done. All right, so you're gonna need an A2 card base, and it's 4 1/4 by 11, and you're gonna score it at 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. So I've already got that folded there. This part will get folded back. So we have our book binding part. I want it to open up that way. Now at this point, after you add your paper, you might want to add some ribbon or twine. We'll see. I've got my pattern paper, and this was the piece that I pulled my color palette from. It's 4 by 4. So I'll go ahead and attach this. So I'll just line that up. And then I've got a piece of 1 by 4. You could use the same pattern. I'm going to flip it over today and use that checkered pattern just because I want to. And I think it's cute. So we'll go ahead and add that. And then I've got one more piece of pattern paper, and this is 2 by 4. It's got our little bees on it. So I'm going to add this across our panel right here to tie in all those summer vibes. And then we are going to take our little bee right here and we'll pop her up on some foam tape. I will put that backing off and add that foam tape right behind there. I do want to make sure it stays hidden back there. So I can add her. And we are going to hide our little hole right there as well. So we're just going to put her right there in the center. And then we've got our little sentiment. We're going to tuck right down in here in this corner. So I'll add liquid glue behind there. And I can tuck that right into place. Sweet as can be, which is, the card is super sweet as can be. Now we're going to take and add, I think instead of wrapping the ribbon, or the twine, I'm just going to do a little bow before I assemble everything. So I'm going to take my twine, I will cut it in half. This is probably about 10 inches, so about 20 inches doubled. I will just take and tie a little bow. So we have a little texture going on as well. I'm going to add this right on our little flower. So I will take that and pop that on, and we'll just hold that in place. Well, I'll just hold it in place till it dries. Doesn't take very long, so I'll go ahead and trim that off. And we need to close our bookbinding up, so I'm going to take and add liquid glue on this 1 1/4 inch flap over here. And that way I can just fold that over, create the bookbinding fun fold. I have plenty of room to write a message on the inside. We can also stamp one of our little bees in there as well. Let's see, I need yellow ink. So I'll just stamp a little bee with the little candies because that ties into our front. So I'm going to add just a few gel pen highlights to our little bee. Clean up any little spot that needs cleaned up. And I'm going to add a little sparkle to her wings. And then I've got some honey baubles that I thought was just perfect for our little bee. So we are going to sprinkle a few of these around our card. So we'll grab a couple of those. A few smaller ones as well. I say, where's my little dot? And then I'm going to add just one more off to the side over here. All right, I'll put both cards in. I will hold each one of them up to the camera so you can see. Here's the one we made before. There's our inside of our bookbinding card. And here is the one we just made together using the Sweet Bee stamp set that just came out really recently this month. So here's a look at the both cards. If you like this video, you're probably going to like the one coming up right over there. I'll see you in that video. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.